is something that could be solved. I just feel oh I don't focus. My name is Bayo and I'm a craft person. I make shoes.
My name is Adedamola Oyiwo, popularly known as DOK. I make shoes. I'm a creative director and I'm a creative designer actually and an art director. Yeah, I basically do everything. That's just it. Everything that has to do with design.
Yeah, I think it was my 100 level. After my 100 level first semester, I've always had interest in shoes, so the opportunity came in for me. I had to learn from one of my old friends, and that's how I just started. But I've always liked shoes.
Well, I think mine started about a decade ago. That was in 2014. I just dabbled into it. I kind of started making shoes, self-taught actually, and I just made footwears then for my secondary school mates. Then I think in 2016 I went to learn it properly. So yeah, it's sort of a thing of passion for me. Yes, I think I just have passion for making stuffs, footwears, and yeah, that's it. Okay, let me go first on that. I think simplicity, number one. I think simplicity, and then the urge to be unique, just to have something. Because when I started making footwears because I could not afford what I wanted or what my mates were wearing. So I thought of a way to go about it. So I think that drives my design. I mean, I just want to be unique. I want to stand out. I want something different than what everyone else is doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always just loved creating footwears, making footwears basically. I just see it as an opportunity to express myself and like just give back to the community in my own little way. Making a footwear gives me joy. Like I feel like people are seeing that okay, I did this thing. So yeah, that's basically what inspires me. Yeah, my favorite shoe creation has to be Chelsea boots. Yes, I have always liked boots from the onset, even from I think I was so young, and my dad, whenever he goes out or he goes to a place of importance, he has these boots he wears. So I've always liked Chelsea boots. So I mean, Chelsea boots is my favorite kind of shoe, and I mean, I just love it basically.
Well, for me, I think that to be my original designs because I feel most of the shoes we make in Nigeria are designs we copy from outside the country. That is European designs, Chinese designs, and all of those things. So most of the designs are my original, like the ones that thrill me the most are my original designs, the one I sketch out, the one I have an idea about. I mean, I sketch a lot of designs, footwears. I do a lot of sketching and just think about something, and most of those designs are crazy. So for me, it has to do with designing something original and unique, something very different. I mean, shoes, as much as we have clothes that are different, shoes can also be different. You don't have to wear the regular stuff everyone else is wearing. So for me, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Ha, that one. Number one, artisans in Nigeria are very, very, very unreliable. I mean, they are very unreliable. I mean, they don't have. You hardly see artisans with integrity and skill at the same time. You hardly find one. I mean, Bayo can testify to that.
Yeah, my challenge or my the greatest challenge I've faced in this shoemaking line, it is the fact that I make use of left hand. I'm a left-handed person,
Oh
southpaw.
wow, never knew.
You understand? So learning as a left-handed person isn't as easy as a right-handed person. And as you have said, artisans are unreliable. When you get orders or you get to discuss with a client, they are with this general perception that okay, if you give me a week time to deliver my shoe, you take more than that. So that's the greatest challenge. Yeah, that's the greatest
Because
challenge.
for me, I feel yeah, and it's a very big challenge for the Nigerian, and just not just Nigerian, for African at large, whereby we have very unreliable artisans making footwears. Same thing with clothing and all of that. And it's not just slows down production, it puts out a bad image of brands that work with these local artisans. I mean, it for me. I because if I tell you 5 days is 5 days, I like to deliver 5 days. I'm so big on spending the currency called integrity, which is something these artisans do not understand. So my biggest challenge, as much as we don't have materials, we don't have the machines and all of those things, those are big challenges also. But artisans, to me, is my biggest challenge working with very unreliable artisans. I should go first, right? Okay, so for me, I think we need these artisans, which is the truth about this thing is because of the level of exposure these artisans have. So we need them to be exposed to a certain level, whereby they understand that one of the currencies we spend in the marketing industry and in the business world is integrity. You get.
Yeah.
So we need them. We need certain trainings and all of these things to put them in checks and places that look, oh, this thing we are doing, oh, is to a certain end. So then we need to let them know. We need to put them through some certain trainings and teachings for these artisans. They really need to know what is going on in the world. And then another point I think is we need to provide them a conducive environment for working, conducive equipment, and then the necessary things should be in place for them to work. You should talk about it also.
Yeah, okay. What I feel as regarding the solution to this problem is first, it should be known that you being an artisan, an entrepreneur, doesn't mean you aren't educated, like
Yeah,
formally.
yeah, true.
Example now, myself, I'm a graduate of the University of Lagos. So if I tell you my 1 week is 1 week, I expect you to believe me because of the level of my education. I feel people, or like yeah, most people are with this perception that artisans, entrepreneurs aren't educated, or they feel like they can't attain the highest level of education.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I feel it should be known that 70% of entrepreneurs that we have today are university graduates. So why wouldn't you want to give a university graduate a benefit of doubt that you can be better? So I feel this is like a very important solution to it.
Yeah, just to buttress on this point, I want to. This is me actually pleading with the people who have the power and the authority, and most likely the federal government. That look, we need a collaboration between the government and some private investors and the artisans, whereby we create a community or let me use the word a village, whereby we put artisans with the right equipment and the right knowledge, because most of these artisans they just do things roughly, and that is because of the level of the point I gave, the first point I gave, the level of the exposure. They just do things roughly, but then once they see that people take interest in them, not just because of the work they are doing, but because of who they are as a person, regardless of their educational background or qualification. They know that okay, these guys are artisans and they are good. I mean, some of these artisans are really good with their work, very good. Just that they are not exposed to a certain level, and they don't do things when they are supposed to do. So I think some the solutions is you have to work with the government to enlighten them, to walk them through some things, and then help them. Yeah, just to have to help them.
The most rewarding aspect for me, and it might sound monetary, is that I mean, when I
True though.
get an order, when I'm done with your job, I get my money, and it doesn't have to be. See, the sweet thing, or will I say the good thing about being an entrepreneur or a craft person is you are your own boss.
Yeah, true.
Unlike a 9 to 5 where you have
Very
to
true,
wake
yeah.
up, go to work or something, you can decide. You have your own time. You understand? So you are like basically, even if you don't have an organization yet, but you are like your own boss. You understand?
Yeah,
You spearhead your own organization. Even if your organization is you, yourself, your spirit, your soul, but as far as you are the only person, that's one sweet thing about being an entrepreneur. So I mean, Damola, you cannot do it.
Well, for me, as much as he said the monetary part, I mean, very important. I know business without money. For me, I think the most rewarding part of being a shoemaker is because, of course, as much as I want to make money, I'm in this business for the passion of it. Is when I get reviews of people being happy when I deliver footwear.
Yeah, also forgive my
no, it's not my
forgive my
no
forgive my law forgive my
no
love for money. You can't blame me, but
it's normal. I mean
the
it's normal.
customers review, customers satisfaction
I mean, for real,
are a very rewarding thing. You just have this level of satisfaction.
Honestly, I'm telling you,
you satisfy the customer.
I mean,
the reviews and referrals too go a long way.
For you, big time.
Most customers, when you satisfy them, they'll be like, okay, I'll come back or I'll tell other people about it. So that's like,
so it's
but money too. I mean,
very important. You see the money.
So when the person is coming back with more money. So I mean, without money, how will we grow?
Of
the
course,
economy and everything. So
yeah, that's it. So that's just it. Well, for me, yeah, I think most of what we do is custom made. That is, you bring the design you want, and am I right? Right.
Yes.
You bring the design you want, and we just make it for you and all of that. But then I think personally, I have some original designs, and we are working on a brand Oyade. Yes. And the footwears from Oyade are original designs, purely original designs.
So it would be this soul, or it would be the original owners of our design.
So
I mean,
yes,
it could be Vegila Blue of Nigeria.
So the designs are it goes from inception to conception, inception, and all of that. I mean, you sketch, you try out, you cut out the pattern, you try to recreate the pattern using letters that are not expensive or letters that you can easily throw away, and then once you've gotten the perfect pattern you want, then you can actually now make out a shoe from that pattern. So it's sort of cool because the truth is people don't really know what goes on in shoemaking, and there's a whole lot in shoemaking.
The creative process. Yeah.
I mean, you do calculations, you do art, and it's like you're building a house. So it's layers upon layers upon layers upon layers.
Like you're even learning in a school setting.
I'm telling you, because you have to be very good with details.
Yeah.
Because you have to know the specific class you want to use, the specific leather you want to use, the kind of sewing you are going to use. I mean, literally, it has to do with details. So there's a whole lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, shoemaking is mental. You understand? It's shoemaking. Sometimes you can make a shoe in your head before you start projecting.
Yeah, that's it. That's concept.
That's what I mean by that's what I mean by mental. So as soon as you have what you want to do in your head, you just allow your hands and the machines to do the talking. But personally, I always like to take my time when doing anything that has to do with my line of work or my skill, because I am, from even the way I talk, you would know that I am a slow person, and I mean, slow and steady wins the race.
Of course, yeah.
As far as I would do it slowly or gradually, and I would eventually get it, and my money is entering, I have no problem. Yeah, the first advice I'll give to an aspiring shoemaker is to be very patient.
Guy, for you though, if you want to go
Be
find this
very
shoemaking and you want to be
patient,
really good, you have to
see,
be patient.
it is just like a normal process of life. You get to a point in life where you get tired. I remember when I was learning, I was lucky because the person I learned from is my friend. You understand?
I mean, we have to. There's somebody else. There's somebody we are missing out in this conversation, and this conversation would not be complete without him. Loki,
Yeah,
the
and
person of
Zito,
Samuel Ajayi, and yes,
and Zito,
Dito.
Onojobi Isaac.
I mean,
Yeah, I am very lucky.
I'm grateful to learn from him. I mean, I'm grateful.
My mentor, if
I
I am
can't-
being honest, he's my friend, my brother, and he supports. He was hell bent on we succeeding in this business.
I mean,
that's just
There's no we without us in this shoemaking business, so without Loki. I mean,
and Dito.
those guys, Dito,
Loki and Dito were
I mean-
they played a major role
yes.
to our success. But I mean, the original question was, what is the advice we give to a young entrepreneur or someone that wants to go into shoemaking? Is to just be patient. You get to a point where you are tired, or you feel like you are not getting it. You tend to even waste a lot of materials in just trying to like perfect whatever you want to do. But if you are patient and persistent, you'd get to where we are. We hope to get better too, because
Of course.
nobody is an island of knowledge.
Exactly,
You get me?
exactly.
But just be patient. Basically, that's the greatest advice you can give to anybody. Life is a marathon.
I would talk from my experience, because I mean, I've been making footwears for about 9 years now.
He's even my goat in shoemaking. He is far better.
I've been making footwears for about 9 years now, and one thing I can say is, in this, if I was to advise a aspiring shoemaker, I would advise you on consistency. I mean, there are days, and when I say consistency, I don't mean you have it 100. There are days where you have to do 10, there are days where you have to do 100, there are days where you have to do 0, there are days where you have to do 50. I mean,
There are days that is even -0.
I mean,
it's as bad as that.
The very key factor is consistency, because there are days I wouldn't. There were years I would not make more than. I would not even make up to 10 footwears, and there were years I would make up to 100 footwears.
I mean, we are still going through that challenges.
Yes,
At the end
now.
of the day, it depends on people's pockets. But
Exactly. So for an aspiring shoemaker, you have
it's
to
not
be
always rosy.
consistent. It's not.
Always, it is like other businesses. I
Very.
mean, you see some.
I mean, sometimes it's not tougher than other businesses.
Exactly. You see, let me give you an example. These women that sell food at a local canteen or cafeteria. You meet some people one day and they'll be like, Kosoja or
Exactly.
Ronjeta or something. So it is like that in every sphere of business.
So
you just have to be patient and just put your head in the game. You understand?
And then I would advise that as much as you want to make money, you have to be very, 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 very familiar with the craft and art aspect of shoemaking. You know, there's the craft and art aspect of shoemaking, and there's the business aspect of shoemaking.
Yes.
So you have to be conversant with both, because I think that's what is killing the Nigerian shoemaking industry.
I'm conversant with both, but I think I subscribe to more of the business aspect now, because I mean, the money needs to come. I have to pay my rent. I have to work.
Which is right, okay.
So
and which is right. But then I'm more of a creative person, so I'm more into the craft and art aspect, and that is why I have him as my guy. I mean, we are together.
So
we
if he is all the creative aspects, he's leaving the business to me, the accounts and everything.
Yeah.
2 heads are better than one at the end of the day. So Yeah, shoe culture is like basically it is something we envisioned. It is like a vision that we have in trying to like bring people in our line of work, shoemakers, craftsmen, trying to like bring them together. I mean, there are ways you could you could some people don't even know that there are techniques to wearing shoes. Some people don't know there are ways to take care of shoes. You understand? Shoemaking, shoe culture is basically about trying to build a shoe community. I was discussing with him that we hope in the nearest future. You know the way they have pop-ups for clothes and everything. We would want to have like pop-up for strictly shoes, like all shoemakers in all across the country, probably Africa, if God
Yeah,
permits, we want that kind of show where people, even if it is a runway, where people walk with
just
different
shoes, and I mean they're
type
just
of shoes.
exhibiting shoes.
What we are projecting, what we are selling, it is what we are selling is shoes. You understand? Like your appearance. We are trying to like tell people that without your footwear, you are incomplete. No matter how dripped up or how dressed up you might be, like up, if you don't have that thing at your feet to complement it, you are not complete. So that's basically what shoe culture is. I mean, Damola, you can.
So yeah, I wrote something down here which I would like to read, which is like the vision and mission of shoe culture, because it's more like a community of shoemakers and shoe lovers. So it says establishing a distinguished and innovative footwear and fashion consulting and development agency with a primary mission to grant Nigerian shoemakers. So now the place Nigerian, we can put Africa also.
Yeah.
Nigerian shoemakers and Africa shoemakers the prominence they deserve, while concurrently imparting comprehensive knowledge and refined expertise on footwear to discerning individuals. Our vision encompasses cultivating a cohesive and vibrant community that celebrates the artistry of Nigerian shoemakers and fosters a deep appreciation of exquisite footwear among passionate lovers. So for me, yeah, it's more like a community of shoemakers and shoe
even
lovers.
from the world shoe culture,
It's more like a culture.
From the community, the world itself. Let's even take it back to even we as being Africans. From time immemorial, Africans are known to have like this kind of commune background. If you read stories about the olden days or folk tales or everything, you hear that okay, in a compound, a father was living with his children, he was accommodating probably his uncles or something. Kings accommodate the people in the town or something. So what I'm trying to say is shoe culture is like bringing people together.
Yeah.
If you look at the great men like of the olden days, even pre-existing people now, present day people, they are like people that accommodate. You can never see a single rich man. If a man stands saying okay, he is who he is, just know that behind the scenes there are a lot of persons that form the man. Look at someone like Tony Elumelu. When you are talking about success, you can attribute success to Tony Elumelu because of UBA and everything, but there are a lot of persons that had to be on their toes for UBA to be a success. So that is what shoe culture is about. It is a community bringing people together in our line of work. To some extent, even people that aren't in our line of work, just to like come and see.
Yes, now to see what is going on.
This is what it is as far as I'm concerned, shoe culture is even pan-African because
Exactly.
it is,
Yeah.
it is our way of life as Africans,
Yes.
bringing people together. So
Yeah.
we hope and we know, we are optimistic about it that
We're
it will be
working
a
towards
success.
it. Yes, we're working
By
towards
God's
it to
grace.
be a success. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's it. You said it all about shoe
So
culture.
thank you for being my partner and thank you for watching our videos. You can like, subscribe, and the hosts,
Thank you.
thank you.
Make sure you subscribe.